Good evening, everybody. Today is August 5th, 2025. This is the Kansas City Village Council meeting. Everybody, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. May be seated.
Yeah, I don't want you to be by yourself.
Looks like
Chris facing this.
Nope, I turned. We have too many flag options.
Danny, did you here for anything or just here to watch, sir?
Just watching.
Thank you, sir. Everybody should have a copy of our July 15th, 2025 council meeting minutes.
In large print.
I haven't even need my glasses for this.
I know.
Yes. Are they going to do some more spray painting?
We haven't started yet.
Okay.
We've been pushed out. The last we heard was tomorrow or the next day. So I don't know. I'm hopeful that it's going to happen.
Entertain a motion to approve the meeting minutes as written.
So moved.
Motion by Weaver,
Second.
second by Pearson. Any further discussion? Any comments? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries. Treasurer's report, Ms. Cassandra.
Nothing out of the ordinary on the report itself. We did have a good month for interest, $7,788 from Illinois funds. Oh, there are three payrolls, that's right, because of the 3 weeks in between, so there's that. Also, the audit is they're supposed to be here at the next meeting on August 19th. To present the audit, but I'm trying to confirm that with Aaron. So.
Any questions, any concerns? Entertain a motion.
Make a motion to accept the treasurer's report and pay all outstanding bills.
Second.
Motion by Weaver, second by Pearson. Any further discussion or comments? Roll call that. Weaver?
Yes.
Pearson?
Yes.
Chris Johnson?
Yes.
Sidak?
Yes.
Caleb Johnson?
Yes.
Motion carries. Anything under engineering?
Just that we got another request for the loan, the tower loan. It was to send them the original contract that we're under with Illinois American Water. So put that together and send it to them. And then I just would like to, Brandon's not here, but as we've gone through all of this changes to these property purchase and sales documents, he's had to respond on a minute's notice to get updated drawings to me and all that kind of stuff. And so I sent him probably 2 or 3 urgent things that I needed, and he was Johnny on the spot and got people to get them done for us. Very grateful for that.
Shawna's attorney's report.
Yes, we've been finalizing, working on the real estate transaction documents.
trying to get everything lined up for the closing in September. Not a lot of progress on Title VI as of right now, but we're hoping to get back to that full force pretty soon.
And again, I would reiterate, it was this afternoon. I think we got the final feedback from the people that were trying to purchase the property from at around 11:30 today. And between then and about 5:15, Shauna and her team were drastically scrambling to get all the documents updated and sent to us so that we could have them for tonight to vote on. And she got that done. So very appreciative of that.
So, hearing nothing else, thank you very much, Sean. Administrator's report, Mr. Baylor.
Yeah, the only thing that I would, most everything's covered in the other parts of the agenda, but the one thing I would add is that, remember that gal that came and they were having trouble with their yard, they were outside the code violation, and you guys voted to grant her 60 days. Well, Monday was 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
So we're 2 weeks away from the 60 day. So I'm going to send her. We haven't seen the kind of progress probably that we need to. It's kind of come and gone. There's been times where it was better and then it got worse again. I'm going to send her an updated email. And my guess is she'll probably be at the next meeting because the 60 days will expire on the Monday prior to that meeting. But anyway, I just wanted you to know the 60 days was coming up. Brandon joined.
Okay, you want to jump back down?
Yeah, to see if you had anything.
Brandon, did you have anything, sir?
I don't. I just wanted to poke my head in and see if anybody had anything for me. I apologize for being a little late.
The only thing is, Brandon, I don't know if you've seen your email this afternoon, but we've got a couple of changes, again, to the documents that we have to make for the purchase. I need to get the Alta survey updated.
Yeah, I did see all that, and Caleb, I believe Ken spoke with you a little bit about some of the details, but it looked to me like we were holding for direction to actually do it, though.
Yeah, we need to update the survey with that 30 feet off because we're voting on the sales agreement tonight for that. There's two things I need: is the conceptual drawing redone. But the only thing that changes on that is in the easement. The 30-foot easement on the west end, that needs to be all gravel road now. And
okay.
Then the Alta survey needs to be updated just to show that we took the 30 feet off the south end of the property.
Okay. The conceptual drawing, happy to spin that around to you first thing in the morning. The Alta, as Caleb, I think you answered Ken's questions or can, but
Yeah.
cracking on that right away.
Yeah, Ken knows about that change, so. And
Right.
then after we sign everything, then Ken will have to get a plat drawn up and showing the new property, and that we can record at the county, so.
Exactly.
And will they physically move the pins?
Yeah.
Okay.
He said they couldn't come out immediately and do that, which is not a huge deal. He said they'd make it out eventually, though. Yeah.
Correct. So I can get you that concept drawing in the morning, no problem.
Okay. I'll explain all that to you guys when we get to that part of the meeting.
I get the gist. I think I saw an email.
You think you saw an email?
That's all I had, though.
Thank you, Brandon. Brian, go ahead. Did you have anything?
No, nothing else on the administrative. So. Oh, wow.
If I could, I'm going to jump unless if nobody has anything else for me. Thank
I don't
you all
think we
very
do.
much. Talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks, Brandon. See ya.
Thank you, Brandon.
Bye.
So committee reports. Finance, Mr. Pearson.
Yes, sir. Two small things is the audit presentation and the July financials will be at the next meeting. So you guys are working on those things. Also, you'll see we've got a vote tonight for the revised municipal advisor ordinance.
So basically what happened was, and Jacob and Klein and the Economic Development Group apologized, but they didn't call out specifically EDG, the Economic Development Group, as part of the municipal advisor as well. And so they needed to change that. So it was their issue. We voted on it and approved it. The only thing that's changed is an economic development group is called out as the municipal advisor as well. And then the reason for this is that they need to be a municipal advisor to help us get the bond or the loan for the new building as part of the TIF, the sale of the property and the TIF agreement that we've got with the buyers of the other property. So, and the reason we want to go with them is we can get a 20-year loan versus a normal 10-year commercial loan, so we can spread out the payments over more years.
Okay.
So we just need to approve this, naming them a municipal advisor. I apologize to you that we have to redo the paperwork.
I'll make a motion to approve the ordinance approving the First Amendment to a letter of engagement for engaging an independent registered municipal advisor by and between the Village of Hannah City, Peoria County, Illinois, and the Economic Development Group.
So a motion, excuse me. I have a motion by Pearson, second by Caleb Johnson. Any further discussion?
Just that we'll need to re-sign the letter at the end as well.
That was by you.
I mean,
We don't have to vote on that, but you signed the letter last time. You need to re-sign.
okay. We'll roll call it. Pearson,
Yes.
Chris Johnson,
Yes.
Sidak,
Yes.
Caleb Johnson,
Yes.
Weaver. Motion carried. Bring to it.
That is everything for me, sir.
That is ordinance 25-0801. Thank you, Mr. Pearson. Caleb Johnson, planning and zoning.
Nothing to report.
All this planning.
Yeah, I know. Sanitary sewer, Chris Johnson.
First thing, regarding the Lagoon Solar, Ameren still has not processed the last 2 months of the Lagoon energy costs. We're just kind of thinking that it takes time to process what we are creating versus what we are using. I believe Cassandra's following that work.
So what is actually happening is the Constellation is the one that sends us our bill. Ameren has to read the meters, and they haven't yet. That's what we're waiting on.
It's frustrating.
Again, we're 2 months back, and every other meter's been read.
Yes.
The only ones that haven't are the ones that are tied to the solar. So I don't know.
I don't know what the issue is.
But it bugs me because I'd like to know.
Those are the ones we want to know. Yeah.
I see all the things we're producing, the energy that we say we're supposed to produce, but I want to see it in the actual tangible invoice. Yeah. And Cassandra's been doing a great job beating them up and trying to follow it and get the information, and but we just haven't been able to get it yet.
And actually, Ryan, if you don't mind speaking a little to the Jim's concerns about the infiltration of the temporary overloading on that sewer lining, I'd appreciate it.
So we've talked about it before that Jim believes that as we continue to line sewers, and I think we've debated it here, that what happens is because of the infiltration that comes in through people's home laterals, that while we're improving the infiltration and not for our pipes, that the infiltration from the homes is just now getting to the lagoon faster.
100%.
And so there are times when we have heavy rains where he's concerned about the volume and capacity of the current lagoon and it overflowing and then causing I think it degrading the system, I guess, is his point. And so he was telling me this, and as we were putting together quotes for this year's sewer lining. And so I asked him, I said, what would we have to do to the lagoon if we wanted to understand our capacity or understand what we needed to do and so forth to make it so it wouldn't be an issue? And then he said, well, we'd have to redo everything. And we talked him down off the ledge. So I was doing some research, and I found a company out of, they're near Aurora. I can't remember the name of the town. But they do lagoon assessments. So they come out and they run a remote control boat up and down the lagoon, and they do sonar, and they give you reports to show where sediment is built up. They look to make sure everything's flowing 100% through each one and through the sand filters and all that kind of stuff. They look at your blowers, make sure but they do an assessment to make sure everything is functioning as it needs to, and then they give you recommendations of, you need to take some sediment out here, or you need to do whatever. And so we're just now going through. We've given them all the information. They're going to send us a proposal of what it would cost to do that. And I'll talk to Chris and Ryan maybe offline about it once we get more information together, and then we'll bring it back to the board. But one of the possibilities is maybe we spend some money this year to do the assessment, see where it is, hold off on spending the $70,000 to do this year's sewer lining, and then wait and see if we need to take some sediment out or whatever. If we truly do have a capacity issue, or Jim's concern is not, what he thinks it is, or whatever, and then make a decision on whether or not we need to spend money on the lagoon, or whether or not we then go back and do the sewer line.
Well, it's been talked about in the past and just never has happened to do kind of like we do with the TIF growing, exactly like we do with the TIF or the BDD and eventually the TIF stuff is for the laterals, is to have a sewer fund set up where people could approach us and we do matching funds to get these laterals replaced, because newer parts of town wouldn't be a big deal, but the older parts of town for sure probably clay laterals, and guaranteed 100% those clay laterals, all the sections of clay are broken, they're offset. Jim's right, they're acting like a field tile at this point where they're letting groundwater in. That's probably our biggest point of infiltration now. If you line the sewers, will easily be those laterals. And most anybody has done is has a road grader come out and clean them out, but that doesn't fix the fact that joints probably slipped, they probably got holes in them, That'd be the only way, just to really look at the oldest parts of town and offer some sort of incentive. If we spend $70,000 a year on sewer lining, if you divert part of that money and do some sort of, you have to make it attractive enough that somebody that doesn't, nobody replaces their lateral unless they have to. They do it when it's totally clogged and the plumber tells you it's shot, I can't get through it, I can't rotor it out, you got to replace it. That's the only time people do it. But you'd have to incentivize them enough to do it just out of the blue, whether you have to match, 3 to 1 or, cover 70 or 80% of it, make them come up with just a pittance and get it done and find your worst culprits. And you could have them push cambered.
Project, man.
Yeah, and you could have them push cambered. You could have some people's evaluated from the sewer. There's companies around here that have sewer cameras that also have chutes that go up the laterals, and they can TV the laterals too. And you can, everything costs to do. But
Well, we kind of gone from Jim thinking there wasn't much down at the lagoon that we needed to do, that now he's on specifically on big rainy days, he's getting a little nervous. Things are flowing really fast down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you made it just
Slip and slide.
Exactly, just a slip and slide going down and out the line. It's nice smooth pipe instead of all this disjointed clay that had low spots and sags and all this other stuff. Now you've got a nice, clean, smooth pipe to flow through.
So, yeah, I think we'll look at the information and see what it costs to do the assessment. But it might be worthwhile to have somebody come in and take a look at it. The other thing is, I'm not trying to push Jim out the door, but he's been here for 30 years and knows all that stuff inside and out. I think he's looking at, maybe retiring in the next couple of years. So it'd be nice to have an expert look at that. If there's anything we need to
It's
do.
just a silt issue. There's people local that can look at that in the water and see if it's silted in different places. So.
Yeah, maybe there's another option. Maybe we don't have to go with this company, but maybe there's somebody else. I think Rogers said somebody at University of Illinois might do that stuff too.
Oh.
I don't know. We'll look into it.
Yeah. That was all I had on sanitary or sewer.
Water?
Moving on to water. I'm not going to report anything new on the tower. It was already mentioned. Just, we submitted those most recent documents requested, so no news. We did receive our tracking usage and financials for the water. The usage is just a little more than 3 months this year. It does show the income versus cost is better so far.
I just started tracking the gallons used every month and comparing it to the previous year, and then the variance between what we're billing and what we're paying out, and making sure that variance is equal to or better than what it was, and covering the additional capital that we're setting aside. But I was kind of hoping we'd start to see that our usage was going down and that we would found, more leaks but so far it doesn't appear like we're.
Well, I was going to ask you too. I'm kind of confused. I was looking at it. It looks like, so if you compared 7 of fiscal year 24, 7 of last month, and then 6 of 24 and 6 last year or last month, there is an increase. So it's actually kind of surprising that it went up, I think, like 50,000 or 100,000
Yeah,
gallons.
so for the first 2 months of the year, we were actually tracking about 10% lower, and we just had a really big month, and it brought us up to now where we've used more than what we did the first 3 months of last year. So we'll keep tracking it, see if we learn anything.
Yeah. Of the fiscal year.
Fiscal year, that's right. Yes.
End of report for water.
Buildings and grounds, Mr. Weaver.
Nothing to report.
Streets and alleys, Mr. Weaver.
I'll take the MFT stuff. You know, and it just came in. There's 3 documents in there, even though they're all stapled together as one. There's 3 things we need to approve. The first one is the, I think it's called the change of plan. I think we spent a little less than what we thought we were going to in the 2025 program. The second 2 pages is the payment that we need to make to, the amount that we need to pay to Porter Brothers. And then the last document is the closeout final document for the 2024 program. So the first one was the change in plans for 2025, and then the actual amount that we're going to pay out for 2025, and then the last one is the closeout for 2024.
We can vote on all this one.
I think we probably have to vote on all independently. I was just saving staples.
Because they're so expensive.
So it was also easier.
Oh, we couldn't do them all at once.
You can if you have to.
Because we've already approved it. We're just basically revising it.
Well, you don't have a choice.
Right.
You got to do the change if you don't come in and meet it down to the city other so. We can disapprove it if we want.
Yeah, I don't care how you vote on it, I guess. I don't.
No, this is streets.
The alleys we already did.
That's what I thought. That's okay. Sorry. Thank you.
So it was off $902. All of this.
No, the final one's to close it out. The one was to change. The first one's to change the $110.
Have we always done that? So I just don't remember.
Hard to tell. They close with attention.
Most of the time we don't have changes though.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, I
that's
don't
true,
ever
but we know
remember
that-
writing anything about it closed out.
But normally we always.
I know we've done the closeouts before.
Yeah.
Usually they've been independent, though. This time they just, you would just send them all to me at the same time.
So does that close out the general maintenance one?
So yeah, we're not actually spending any more money.
No,
so-
I know. I'm just trying to figure out which document is the closeout.
The last
The
one.
last
Last
one.
one.
The-
Expenditure statement.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I would entertain a motion to go ahead and allow me to approve the request for approval of change of plans and a maintenance expenditure statement. And the last one was close out. Oh yeah. I guess, excuse me, let's see. So request for approval of change of plans, engineer's payment estimate. And the last one was a maintenance expenditure statement.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Sidak, second by Chris Weaver. Chris Johnson. It goes my brain is, it says Weaver here, so I'm thinking Chris. So, Chris Johnson. Since we're not paying anything, all those.
This is the second one up here.
We're paying more.
No.
No, for this road.
Approving final payment.
Yeah.
Yeah. paying a bill.
That's 15 to change.
No, so we can just do it. We'll just roll call it. Chris,
Yes.
Sidak,
Yes.
Caleb,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Pearson.
Yes.
Motion carries. And who gets these and where do they go?
Once they're signed, the originals will go to Cassandra file and the electronic copies to me, and I'll get back to you. We were delayed on the spray patching. We've been told that they'll either do it tomorrow or Thursday. I hope that's true. And then on the 116 sidewalk, we had the pre-construction meeting on July 23rd. Want to say anything about that?
Oh, went good. Pretty smooth. Nobody had any problems.
They're waiting on what are they waiting on?
The one structure that's got to be modified. They got the shop drawings approved. I think just like the day before the meeting, the pre-con, I think Lehman sent them the shop drawings, whoever's doing the precast, and they got approved. So they're basically waiting for that structure to be cast.
But we have a tentative start date of the 18th of August. And then from there, it's 25 working days to get it done.
That lane will be shut down for a while. Westbound lane will be shut down for a while. They'll have to bump the traffic over in the turn lane because they'll be taking the shoulder plus 2 or 3 feet of lane to put curb in. So.
And once we have the confirmed date, Cassandra will put out a communication letting people know that's going to be the case.
Are they going to just close that entrance then?
Casey's will be closed briefly as possible because they'll have to pour a brand new entrance for them.
The 116 entrance will be closed, but we got agreement from the car wash that they're going to take out they've got barriers between right now.
Yeah.
So the 2 ends will be open so people can come in and the trucks can come in off.
Yeah. Autobahn's going to move those concrete barriers and just put a couple Type 3 barricades across there. That way, if a delivery has to maneuver or turn around or do anything, they can nose up into there or go through if they need to. Autobahn's going to kind of handle all that. Coordinate between them. They're going to coordinate with Casey's about when they're going to close it. They're going to coordinate fuel truck deliveries so they don't close it when they're getting a fuel delivery and kind of try to work with them. So.
And we offered, Casey's was here, and we offered for the car wash to be here, but they didn't come.
Yeah. No utility conflicts really, so no utilities showed up. Just Casey's pretty much. And then Autobahn sent 3 representatives, so.
We'll communicate once we confirm the start date, which I'm hoping will be the 18th of August.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. CEDC, Mr. Sidak.
All right, we have a grant fund release for one of our residential projects. Pretty simple work for total cost to us of $4,650. They replaced a driveway. You can see the before picture in the packet. I think it's got a lot of character, but apparently they want to replace it. So you'll probably see the after picture and that's the old check. So I will make a motion that we approve the release of $4,650 to project 25R4.
Second.
Motion by Sidak, second by Caleb Johnson. Any further discussion? And we'll roll call it. Sidak?
Yes.
Caleb Johnson?
Yes.
Weaver?
Yes.
Pearson?
Yes.
Chris Johnson?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Signed version,
$2 percentage of
Sarah. Electronic copy to me to send to, if you just need to send it to me electronically, I'll send it to them.
Here's what they need to pay. Yeah. Check. We just pay 75%.
She just memorized the number.
You looking up administrative?
Last page.
Yeah. While you're looking that up, I'll give it. We got a certified letter today from somebody in, I don't remember what street it was on, Lakeshore. And they were complaining about their neighbor doing some things or whatever. And I don't know why they sent it to us because we're not the
Homeowners Association.
we're not legal. I mean, there was some stuff in there about peeking in windows, and so I sent it off to James Middleman at the sheriff's department and said, "Hey, what am I supposed to do with this?" And he said, "Really, it's not your purview. There's really not a whole lot you can do with it, but he would look into it and see if they." I think in the document they said that they were going to send one to the sheriff's office, so that's in their hands. But I wanted you guys to be aware that we received it.
The guy was in here and said that he was on a ladder cleaning out his gutters, and she came out of her house saying that he was peeping in her window while she was changing. And he was like, "I'm just cleaning out my gutter." So, yeah.
Was he cleaning? Did he have the ladder on her side of
We
the
don't
against
know.
her house?
We don't know. But if you go by the houses, there's like signs all along the property line that say "Do not cross," and so they're having.
Is this that brick one up?
Yeah.
It's on Lakeshore, I don't
Last
know.
time I cleaned out the gutters with my binoculars.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're having a feud.
Eric didn't have a report, he told me.
Hmm?
Eric didn't have a report, he told me. Yep.
We'll pull it on that back.
Like a book report.
Well, we have one letter written to the sheriff's department and a report.
I have one from 7/21 to 7/27 is the last one I have. It's 3 calls.
I don't remember getting a traffic one this month.
Yeah. It's like a traffic stop and disorderly conduct and a suspicious person.
Yeah, that would be the last one.
That's the last one you got?
No, we had the 12th, so this would be fine.
Normally I get a new one the day of the meeting, but I haven't seen one, so. Okay, where do we start, Brian?
All right, other business. So last time we met, we voted on, Shannon, if I say anything that, if I screw anything up, correct me. Last time we met for the sale of the public works property, we voted on the agreement, and then we also voted on the TIF agreement. So how much we were going to give back in property tax over the life of the program. So once those two things were approved, I sent them to Ergonomic Partners. They asked if we could meet in person. We went and met in person, kind of went through all the documents, answered all their questions, and then they came back and said that they were going to finance now, and that their banking would push back the date for closing. They wouldn't be able to do the original closing date. And then they wanted to change the due diligence timeline and the closing date. That was all. So we updated the document. The TIF document's fine. We don't have to do anything with that. We updated this document with the new closing date, which would be September 10th is the scheduled date. And that date was really, they wanted to do it sooner, but that date was really driven by the availability of the title company and the engineer and the lawyers and everybody else. So I'm hopeful then, after this meeting, I'll resend them both those documents, ask them to sign them, and then we'll be good to go to prepare everything for the closing on the 10th of September. That would be for the sale of the property. So we just need to vote on the revised agreement for the property sale, the public use property sale, which is this. all of us. And we will need, then after that, we'll need, I'll need the original.
Are these all the same?
Nope.
So that gets in order.
Top one is the
Make a
sale.
motion, we approve A through F.
So the first thing we're voting on is the revised sales agreement for the Public Works property at 12722 Hannah.
And just change the closing date, correct?
And the due diligence date,
Oh, yeah, pushing,
pushing
yeah.
it back. Yeah.
I'll make a motion, we approve the agreement for purchase and sale of real property, to change the due diligence date and the closing date, push them back to the dates listed in the new agreement.
Second.
Motion by Johnson, second by Johnson. Any further discussion? And we'll roll call it.
Yes.
Caleb Johnson, Weaver.
Yes.
Pearson.
Yes.
Chris Johnson.
Yes.
Sidak.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, so last time we also voted on the purchase of the 104 Main. I sent those documents to their attorney. If you remember right, we had a letter of intent signed with them that showed the amount of property that we were going to buy. When we did the survey, we expanded that, and we said in the letter of intent that the final survey would be, once we did the survey, that would be what dictated the property size. The survey that we did, the property was 0.26 of an acre, right around there, bigger than the original property. When that was sent back to them, they were the farmer who farms the property was concerned that he wouldn't have enough room at the end of the property to stage his equipment for the farming, and that they wanted a 30-foot easement on that end. I went in and looked at it, and we really don't need that 30 feet to do what we were going to do. And so I just went back and said, well, we'll just won't buy that 30 feet. We don't, rather than not put in an easement, but we just won't buy it. And let them know if that would be agreeable to them to do it that way. And they came back and said yes, but they had some other changes that they wanted in the document, pretty much small stuff, some closing costs they wanted us to cover. The biggest change was they wanted the 30-foot easement to be all gravel along the side of the west side. Yeah. I talked to Caleb knows the attorney. I talked to Caleb about it because, and he called the attorney and they talked about it. And the farmer was just worried that he didn't want to make a mess of the road if there wasn't gravel there on one side or another and have people all mad or whatever that it wasn't going to be.
Yeah. He felt 15 feet would be a little tight with some things, and if tires overhang and then it'd been wet that day and it smashed it, that he'd just rather see it full 30-foot gravel, so that'll be fun. We're going to use that entrance too to come in and out of our yard, so if we have something big that needs to swing or whatever, we'll, have the advantage of,
And at least he's worried about it. I mean,
Yeah.
Most people would just be like, oh, I don't care.
Yeah, just gravel.
That's what he gave me.
Coming in and out, so instead of gravel in a 15-foot wide strip, we'll gravel 30-foot line back to the field, so, or at least the entrance.
So with taking the 30-foot off, Brandon's got to update the Alta survey. Now we're only 0.13 bigger than the original amount that we were going to purchase. But using the same formula for what we were paying for the amount that we had. I think we were at $42,500 was the original. The cost now is at $47,000 because it's bigger. And then we had to change the closing dates as well and update it with that. So basically, the big changes are the size of the property from the last time we voted. It's smaller, but still 0.13 bigger, and that the easement on the west side needs to be full gravel. And then, like the transfer cost of some of the documents and closing, they wanted us to cover that. Can't remember what else, but nothing that put up any red flags for us. So what we need to do is, if everybody's okay with this, re-vote on this for the document to purchase the property. And then as a result of the changes in here, the 3 easements are now different because they're not as long because the property's not as long. So that all is being updated, and that's what the next 3 documents are, and we'll talk about that after we get down here. So any questions about this?
I'll entertain a motion to approve, revised 104 South Main property purchase agreement.
The one thing I will say is the legal description has not been updated in this at this point, because once they get the survey, if I'm saying this right, Shannon, tell me. Once we get the survey done, then they'll update the legal description consistent with the survey, and then we'll
That is
package
correct.
up the documents up and send it to them.
Right,
Is
that
that
is
right?
correct.
Okay.
Yes.
So basically, you're approving the property with buying the property that's 30 feet less on the south end. I'm sorry.
Sure. That's fine. And Caleb's studying it.
I'm
So
done with
is it
that.
changes, did the price change?
It went up.
Okay.
Yeah, we're up 0.13 acres bigger than.
So they
Is
just
that
took,
typical? That just seems kind of strange
what?
that the price went like if I was selling my house and then I had a survey done and my
Subject
property
to
was bigger, I wouldn't assume that I'm
No,
getting
but
more
your
money.
your property already exists. This is this property didn't exist that we reached an agreement for. We just estimated an acre. We're looking at roughly an acre, and then when the survey got done, and we looked at what it looked like out there. Like, oh, this is where we want the line to go. So it came out to 1.13. So nobody's going to be foolish enough to agree to a price without knowing what surveyed acre is.
Yeah.
Because they'd get.
Yeah.
You just make it bigger than that. I think I need an acre. Then you'd always just make it bigger and get
Yeah.
money from them. So it'll just be subject to, you'll agree to a price per acre, and then figure out where the survey puts it at, where you think you actually need to see it, and you actually see it on the ground, and then multiply it out, and you're good to go.
It makes sense.
So is this typical? Sounds like it.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, the 100% typical. Yeah.
Did we have a motion?
And you have a entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion. I'll make the motion to approve the revised 104 Main property purchase agreement with the revisions just discussed.
Motion by Chris Johnson,
Second.
Sidak.
If I need to, I can talk about the 30 is the price, but I think we're good.
Any comments, questions, concerns? I see you looking at stuff, Caleb, so.
These are the easements.
I'm looking at the easement stuff.
Okay. Hearing no comments, questions, we'll roll call it. Weaver, Pearson,
Yes.
Chris Johnson,
Yes.
Sidak,
Yes.
Caleb Johnson.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, so the next document is the easement that we're making to the Sportsman's Club. So that's probably the easiest thing to do is look at the last page, and you can see the drawing. In the blue highlighted area shows that we're giving them a 10-foot easement into the 20-foot that we already own there. Because they want to share the road when we're done. And then the second easement document will be them providing us an easement of 10 feet on their property. And then the final easement document is us jointly providing the 30 feet to the farmer. Following?
See.
So the first document is us
Getting the 10.
giving the 10-foot easement to the Sportsman's Club. And with their 10 feet, that gives them 20 feet access of the road to use.
So on page 2, item 3. I think there might be some typos in the numbers. 10-foot wide easement granted by the Village of Kansas City to the Kansas City Sportsman's Club. That's 20 foot though, correct?
Now we're giving them a 10-foot easement.
They already have 10 feet. We're giving them 10. And they're giving us 10 feet.
Our strip is 20 feet wide.
We're only giving them 10 feet easement. That's Sportsman's Club.
So they're not getting the same easement that the farmer's getting.
And we can change that if you want to. But they only wanted 20 feet.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a 30-foot wide strip of gravel, and one person can use 20 feet of it, and one person can use 30
They're going to use all
foot of it. Well, because it just makes it sound wrong. I mean, you read down through there, granted by the separate easement will be combined to create a 20-foot wide stretch of easement upon which the grantor will construct a 30-foot wide gravel road. Everybody's always going to assume perpetuity that that's there. Are we going to restrict the sportsman club if they get over 10 more feet?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I know in practice we probably wouldn't. Again, I just went off what they said they wanted. They said they wanted a 20-foot stretch there to.
It's not really about what they're going to use. It's what it's like.
Legal description.
Yeah. So if we want to do something in the future.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be on all of it. I'm sure they're going to. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I would just make them all identical. Everybody's getting the same.
I think you're making the opposite point, which is if eventually someday we want to use that other 10 feet for something else.
Yeah. Well, the farmer's got the whole 30 though,
well,
so it's already.
How long? I mean, what? I understand your point, but if
I see what you mean. If the one goes away, if the field, I mean, because
if
it's
somebody
still,
gets develops it or whatever.
or if they buy more property to the south, they have access to a road. I mean, because the access is terrible coming through town with all your equipment anyway. I'm sure they'd rather access it somewhere else. Yeah, that's fine. Leave it. It just sounds weird with a 30-foot road being constructed on a 20
we struggled with it too. When
yeah, I see the point, and then why further encumber the 10 feet? If that ever goes away, then that 10 feet can be free of an easement. So never mind. Change my mind.
So you entertain a motion?
Make a motion we approve the easement from Kansas City to the Village of Kansas City to the Kansas City Sportsman's Club.
And by the way, the Sportsman's Club has met, and they had both their board meeting and their member meeting, and they're good with what we're talking about.
Well, I hope so.
Motion by Caleb Johnson,
They
second
just
by
benefit by giving nothing.
Weaver. Actually, you're not spending any money.
Does this require a roll call, Shanna? Or are we good just saying yay or nay?
I would go ahead and do a roll call.
Fine, be that way.
Sorry.
So roll call. Pearson?
Yes.
Chris Johnson?
Yes.
Sidak?
Yes.
Caleb Johnson?
Yes.
Weaver?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Is that the first one?
That's the first one.
Okay. Second one then is an agreement between us and the Sportsman's Club where they're granting us 10 foot on the other side of our 20 foot that's already there. And the reason we did that is because that allowed us to give the farmer the 30 foot. It also benefited the Sportsman's Club because they wanted that. And we don't have to use, to get the 30 foot easement, we don't have to use any of the new property that we're buying.
Hey, one quick question on the one we just approved.
Uh-huh.
The grantee's property, did we need to also list the new tract that we're going to be getting? Or just the 20-foot tract? I guess you have to cross the 20-foot tract to get into the new tract we're getting. So on that easement document, you only need to list the 20-foot tract that we own?
Correct.
Okay, gotcha.
Be difficult, man.
The one thing that
Appreciate it.
the other thing this document does, because that shed's in the way, is we're agreeing to move that shed. Or get them an equipment.
Agreed to probably get a new shed.
Yeah.
Good luck moving it. Maybe it'll move, I don't know. It's got enough structural integrity to tolerate
I don't
that.
know.
You could always get some 2x6s and put it up on it. Square it up.
Oh yeah,
I
it'll
think it's
tolerate
got a
movement.
concrete foundation.
No, it's sitting on a concrete pad. Yeah, like a sidewalk pad. So yeah, that's something we can do as our guys can
Unbolt it.
go and see about moving it and tear up the concrete.
So entertain a motion for the approval of the Hannah Sportsman's Club to the Village of Hannah City agreement.
I'll make the motion. Motion to approve the easement ordinance from Hannah City Sportsman Club to Village of Hannah City.
Are these ordinances?
These are not ordinances.
It says they're an
I'm
ordinance.
sorry, I called it an ordinance.
Second.
Do I need to change my verbiage? I was just reading off.
You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
Somebody second.
Second.
Second by Weaver. Very close on that.
I was like, did I miss it?
So we'll roll call it then. Chris Johnson.
Yes.
Sidak.
Yes.
Caleb Johnson.
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Pearson.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, so the last one, if you go to the last page, then this takes the Sportsman's Club's 10 feet, our 20 feet, creating a 30-foot easement for the farmer to get to his property.
I may got you on this one. Look at number 3 on the second page. Is that one right?
Which part do you not think is right?
Am I looking at the right document? Yeah, okay, Ann Worsfold, 20-foot wide combined stretch of easement. That's 30 foot, isn't it? She's getting 20 and 10. 10-foot wide easement from the Village of Hannah City. That should be a 20, right? First number should be a 30, second number should be a 20, and 10-foot wide easement granted by the Sportsman's Club.
Yep, I think that is right. Then it says at the end, a drawing depicting the total 35.
Yeah. And, well, the exact location of the road to be constructed within this 20-foot wide easement will be at the Village of Hannah City's discretion. I guess you can leave that. Our discretion is going to be the entire width.
As you see
But
what
it's
you're
gonna be
saying,
a-
Shannon, are you reading that right now?
That's going to be a 32.
Yeah, let me, because that was left over from the,
Yeah, I think it was a copy and paste thing.
yeah.
The first one, upon a 30-foot easement, upon a 30-foot wide combined stretch of easement consisting of a 20-foot wide easement from the Village of Hannah City and a 10-foot by, and then skip down to the last text, the last sentence. The exact location of the road to be constructed within the 30-foot wide easement will be at the Village of Hannah City's discretion. A drawing depicting the total 30-foot wide easement. That's correct. Yeah, so it looks like there's 3 numbers that change.
Okay, let me pull that new one up real quick because I didn't have time to make a copy before I left.
So what we'll have to do is vote on it with and approve it with those changes.
Yeah, it should just be the substitution of the page. So.
I mean, it says 30 foot in enough spots. I think you can just count this up as a typo and just approve. Yeah, exactly. Just approve it as, with a
Yeah, we
couple
just-
typos changed. And
We'll just take and get an updated page for this one and insert it. Yeah, so Sean, on that 3, it should say upon a 30-foot wide combined stretch of easement consisting of 20-foot wide easement from the Village of Hannah City and 10-foot easement granted by the Hannah City Sportsman's Club. So that's all that changes. 20 becomes 30, 10 becomes 20.
then there's another 20 at the end.
Okay.
That statement that becomes a 30. Look at my mark.
Yeah, the exact location of the road to be constructed within the, it says 20, it should be 30-foot wide easement will be at the Village of Hannah City's discretion.
Yeah.
You see that one too, Sean?
Second to last sentence. Second to last, 20 will be a 30.
And number 2.
Number 3.
Number 3. It's all at number 3.
Okay.
So the first 20 should be a 30.
Okay.
The first 10 should be a 20.
And the only other 20 should be a 30.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And the 20
Okay.
in the sentence third from the bottom should be also 30.
Okay. All right. We will make those changes.
Then you can see the drawing on the picture on the very end. So the length of property we're buying is 250 feet now, and we go 30 feet past it for the easement.
So I entertain a motion to approve the agreement and declaration of grant of permanent ingress and egress easement.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Pearson, second by, is that
Chris
Sida?
Johnson.
Sida.
Chris
No.
Johnson.
Oh, unless somebody said it first.
I didn't recognize the sign or something.
I thought it came from over here.
Do we have any comments, questions? We'll call it Sida,
Yes.
Chris Johnson,
Yes.
Caleb Johnson.
Yes.
My mind is fried tonight.
No kidding.
Weaver, Pearson,
Yes.
Chris Johnson.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, motion
There's
carries.
just so
Sorry, I already
much
said yes.
paperwork.
Oh, okay.
I've run this thing in circles. The only thing I would say is there's a fourth easement that we'll have to approve, and it's for the home on the other side on the east end. But we can't grant an easement for a property that we don't own.
Exactly.
So we've got to get that bought first, and then we've got that easement all written up, and it doesn't change based upon any of the stuff we talked about here. But we have one more easement to eventually approve. Now I just hope they sign them.
Does anybody else have anything else to come before the board?
These are all the originals.
Yes.
Signed.
I thought I
I
had
can't
them.
even read their last name.
Huh?
Do you need electronic copies of those or no?
But I just got a letter from a resident. It says, my wife and I wish to thank the village for the recent tar and chip project completed. The company utilized were fast and efficient. We appreciate the new service and the excess stones were removed. Thank you, Brian and Kathy Mangold.
That could be right.
That's
What
nice.
is it, mangled?
That's what it looks like. MANIGOLD. Mangold. So that's all I had in correspondence.
Very cool.
Yeah, that is nice. Somebody took the time to do that.
Hearing nothing else, meeting is adjourned. Thank you, Shauna.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shauna.
Uh-huh.
Go get it on.